There's got here, and it's time to talk about Ichigo's bankai. But who cares? Orihime just... What the fuck did I just watch? I thought last week she stole the show, but here like... Goddamn, Ichigo's bankai is cool. But Orihime... Who cares about Ichigo's bankai? What was this episode here? Like, she more than stole the show. Like, she is the show right now. What? This episode, holy unreal what we have here. All of the extra scenes and just... Damn. Orihime is the goat. But let's get into the episode and talk about it. I got teared up and I was gasping watching the entire episode. Here it picks up straight from last week after Ichigo's Getsuga Tensho Gran Rei combined here. We knew it wasn't going to work. Would have been too easy to just defeat him like this. Yuha here, he's still able to repel Ichigo back there. We also have throughout the episode, I really liked, we got to see a bit of Chad and Ganju versus the statues. The Renji and Rukia show up. Renji stays behind and allows Rukia to go ahead, which Rukia, I was so happy she made it there. We're gonna get to her also. But before we get into the main fight, also let's talk a bit about Haschwalth and Uryu, the fight between them, and Uryu figuring out Haschwalth's power that he has when he uses his power to see the future. 3 seconds after that, he can't use it again and uses that to trap him there, which that fight is probably gonna be important a bit later on. I'm not gonna talk about it much here. Typical Uryu, planning ahead, analyzing his opponent, trapping him. Even Haschwalth was surprised by this with just 3 seconds. They're using the gloves to take him out, or at least a bit there. The fight is still not concluded, but we're gonna have to see with that fight. It's also very important, not just power-wise between them, but also their dynamics, especially with Uryu and Ichigo, and how Haschwalth is with Yuha, and also what happened with Busby. Great things there, but that massively gets overshadowed by the fight with Yuha and especially Orihime and Ichigo's bankai. But then we have Orihime just... Throughout this episode, we kind of saw a bit of the fight mainly through her perspective here, and I like how the fight looked like two gods fighting there, Ichigo and Yuha, and Yuha describing the power of the Spirit King as a vortex of chaos here, slamming Ichigo, grabbing him, and kind of trying to also have a clashing of ideas and philosophy fight here, not just their power-wise, but also how they differently see powers. Yuha sees power as something overwhelming, to impose your will onto others, to take control, to rule here. True power brings the world to its knees and rules it. Meanwhile, Ichigo sees power as something to use to protect. Same way as Orihime wants to be stronger. Even throughout the episode we see her, if only my powers were stronger, but she doesn't realize how strong she actually is. Even from the beginning of the series when she got her power, she probably has one of the strongest powers and hacks in anime in general, and especially in the series here. She's just not really a fighter. That's what holds her back, but she's the most compassionate, caring person here, and God, I love Orihime so much. But that's what was happening here. She was watching two gods fighting physically, but also the clashing of ideals of what their different thinking, what they have here, and she kept wanting to protect him, to protect Kurosaki, and to protect everybody also. And Yuha, still in control of the fight, stabs Ichigo, then Orihime steps in to heal him. She is even able to break Yuha sword there. Yuha slams her away, stabs her, she heals herself also, then blast Ichigo again here. She still heals him. She did more than enough here, and I thought this is all we're gonna get with Orihime. Just her showing her determination here, blooding herself, pushing herself to the limits, even taking the aggro, so to say. Like, imagine you're the tank here, the main guy in the fight, and then the support decides to take aggro from the boss. This is what Orihime did. She put up more threat and annoyed Yuha more than Ichigo during this fight. He decides to go after her, stabs her, she heals herself, and then stabs her again, heals herself, back and forth. How many times she probably died, that was insane, and she never gave up. I reject, even though getting stabbed and killed multiple times, because I feel like she brought herself back to life here, and the way she looked, like the atmosphere, the animation, everything for this episode, herself bloodied and not giving up, because seeing Orihime like this just shows how great she is here, and her wanting to be stronger here, and that bloody face that she had. And Ichigo also kind of died multiple times through his chest, even getting decapitated at some point by Yuha. She heals him again, using her powers more for Ichigo, showing how selfless she is there, and her always wanting to be stronger there. Just when she was out of powers, then Rukia shows up just in time, and it's great to have Rukia also here, freezing that darkness from Yuha, protecting them a bit, and it was great. While she did the perfect thing to kind of get Ichigo back mentally into the fight, teasing him, getting into the banter. That also helped Orihime mentally, at least seeing them having that spirit and comedy in the face of Yuha here. That was great. That was great from them here. The banter, as always, awesome between Ichigo and Rukia. Then Yuha thanking Rukia for her being the one that guided Ichigo along this path to get him to become a Shinigami, to put him into the position to allow for Yuha's plans to work here. And he just proceeds to blast them with the Giga Ray. Both get hit back hard. He stabs both of them, pushes them away, and then Orihime wanting to protect again. And Ichigo grabs her hand to calm her down, to settle her down a bit, considering everything that was happening. And then Yuha blasts them away, thinking he won. He walks slowly. And then, holy shit, like the episode looked fantastic up to here, but from here is like, how about we turn it up even more? We see the moon, the eclipse, Zangetsu, and slowly from the darkness, Bankai, and holy shit, it looks so fucking cool. Ichigo in his bankai here, stopping every blast from Yuha with those kind of chaining the darkness away, and just saying, I need this power to protect everyone from you. Here, telling to Yuha, and split blitz him. Even Yuha didn't realize, wait, how are you there? How did this happen? Kind of has this shadow clone army in a way. I don't know fully how it works right now. He's kind of able to be in multiple places at once, cloning himself. It looks great, like this bankai here we see with the chains, the sound when he's walking, leaving the shadows on the ground. Actually feels like a god right now, this bankai that we have here, because he actually is a god. A death god has descended upon everybody here, true Shinigami, even though you are calling him different from a Shinigami. He's kind of more than a Shinigami at this point, but for me it felt like he was personifying what it means to be a true death god from Ichigo here. And Yuha getting fully confused. There are multiple Ichigos, the Shadow Army, blast Yuha with the Getsuga tension that it looked amazing. It felt like time stopped with the semi-lune that we have there, the Getsuga Tensho. Everybody looking at it here, you feel that that power that truly feels like a god unleashed a power here. It looked so goddamn good, that black moon, like a sort of Getsuga Tensho in a way, not the entire big wave, but more in a way condensed in everything, even lingering there in that that moment. But still, it wasn't gonna be enough. Yuha still in pieces, wants to devour Ichigo and his power, leave nothing of him behind, his legacy, anything and everything to take it away. And Orihime, that's why we see it from her perspective. We saw Ichigo's bankai, but we weren't looking at it from his perspective, so to say, mainly. We saw it from Orihime's there, she wanting to protect her desire to protect here. And Yuhaba calling her, "You're not worthy to be by his side," saying that Orihime is Ichigo's weakness, which that couldn't be further from the truth. I don't think he actually understands how wrong he is on this case. Even if Orihime wouldn't have done anything with all of her feats and everything here, that's his driving force for Ichigo, having her by his side always and always. And this brings me to the point, fuck Ichiruki fans. I saw them getting their panties in a bunch again on social media. Just go fuck yourself. If you're an Ichiruki fan and shippers and so on, you've read and watched and whatever interacted with this story wrong. And I hate shippers, and especially shippers that start using their headcanon as actual canon. But fuck that noise. Let's focus on the episode here. Yuhaba is more than wrong with that here, and telling both of them that she's the weakness. No, you're so wrong, dude. You have no idea there. Orihime is the GOAT. And then we have her being pushed back. Ichigo is on the ground, he gets back up, trying to protect her. Rukia makes the signal with Rukia for her. Also, she unleashes her bankai, freezes him. He unleashes another cool Getsuga there. Rukia protected Orihime here, but she's stabbed there very, very badly. She's in a very bad condition. And Ichigo also by Yuhaba. And Orihime throughout this entire episode, but especially even in this moment, blaming herself for not being strong enough to help. And she kind of took Yuhaba's words to heart, even though he was more than wrong here. But slowly she finally pushes herself beyond her limits, finally realizing her power, calls the name of all of her spirits there, and you see it. It feels like, oh no, I kind of fucked up, I pushed her too far. That was the realization also for Yuhaba, and she's able to block all of his blasts. He tried there, here, and the slow walk from Orihime, and showing how self-sacrificing she is, because in this moment I'm like, there's no way they're gonna do this change, right? Like, no. I know where it's going to go with Orihime, what we know from the manga and everything, and along those lines, but here, even I forgot for a moment that here, and you see her slowly walking, wanting to stop all of the suffering in the world for everybody, for all of them here, and she blasts Yuhaba like a full reject, kind of using her entire being to reject Yuhaba's entire being here, using her life, and you see the petals falling to protect I'm like, no, fuck no, there's no way they're doing this. But she was able to remove Yuhaba from the board, to say the least. Like, I don't think she's dead. They're gonna come back, both of them, because Yuhaba is not yet defeated, but Orihime more than proved herself, and fuck, Ichigo's bankai was cool as fuck. Wanna see more of that also, but Orihime stole the show, literally, in this episode right here. We're gonna have the fight with Yuhaba, but this was her moment, multiple moments to say the least, because she cooked last episode, and this episode it feels like she became a god chef, so to say, actually being able to stand up to a god in Yuhaba here, protecting both Rukia and Ichigo, her guiding light in life here. Like, what the fuck did I just witness with this episode? Like, pure greatness that we have here. Like, holy shit. Feels like I just scratched the surface. Like, I'm gonna do well, I can't wait to do a full rewatch of the series when everything is over, but right now, as Bleach fans, we're eating good, and I'm gonna say it again, fuck Ichiruki fans. Like, god damn. Oh, and by the way, I also saw the leaks, the issues with everything. Apparently Asia is not gonna get the episode because of the leaks that happened, blaming the company that handles the episode releases in Asia. I don't know what's going on with that, but just watch the episode however you can. This is an amazing episode, one of the best episodes in the entire series, period, to say the least, and Orihime is the GOAT. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode. What do you think about Ichigo's bankai? What do you think about Orihime? And where do you think they're gonna go with everything here? Probably gonna end along the same lines, but the road to get there, so far it's much, much better. Just this episode did so much work to fix the rush pacing towards the end of the series. But yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Bleach. I'm gonna be seeing you on the next one. Bye bye.